Who's best? We salute you!
Do you organise lots of gigs?
No, this is my first one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to introduce a very new Who tribute band.
This is your first
I'm
one?
supposed to be on stage, not organising the stage. Being a musician, doing my mini opera and my rock opera.
Please put your hands together and welcome onto the stage, Who's Best?
Come all the way from Colorado.
Indeed.
Especially to see tonight's gig?
Oh, well, mostly just to spend time connecting with other Who fans and to see the different tribute bands.
And why are you such a Who fan? How long have you been following them for?
They're the best band in the world, as everybody who's ever seen them live would know. If you've never seen them live, you might not know that. If you've ever seen them on stage, you're a lifelong Who fan. That's all there is to it.
And how many times have you seen them live?
About 80. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
You've followed them everywhere.
Front row traveling Who fan. Always
And
in the front row.
We saw you get very...
Something goes wrong, I'm in the second row, but hopefully that doesn't happen very often.
We saw you very emotional in there. A few tears.
Yeah, you don't really want me to get me crying on camera. It was all about John and John not being there and getting to hear a bassist really giving a good shot at John's lines and playing John's songs. Don't get to hear that anymore. Only get to hear that when tribute bands are happening.
Well, you know, in the old days, when a young man was a strong man, all the people, they stepped back when a young man walked by.
So how many of you
thank
came
you, guys.
over from Colorado?
Just me from Colorado, but Horace is here from the San Francisco area, Joyce from Boston, Alan and Susan McMullen from North Carolina,
So you got a bit of a fan club thing
Alan
going
McKendry
on.
from Texas, Barry from Hooligans from Florida, Alice from Florida. I have a license plate from Colorado that's signed by Roger, Pete, and John on the front, and then everyone else who belongs there on the back, all of the bands of the past.
And how do you think the band did tonight then, Lauren?
They were fabulous. It's quite astonishing to imagine that it was only their second gig. The guitar, the bass, and drums were all just exceptional. The bass player who did vocals did an amazing job of playing some complex bass lines while singing. The set list was extraordinary, really what made the show for me.
And where's the furthest that you've been to see the Who, either tribute band
Furthest. I think Japan was the furthest away.
Wow.
or see the Who? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
how
how
you-
old were you when
Tokyo.
you started following them?
I became a fan when I was 15, the very common age to become a Who fan, and that was the time of the '82 farewell tour. I didn't see them, the next 7 years I listened all day, every day, but they weren't working. So all I could do was read books, watch videos, and listen to music. 7 years later, they went on the road, and I followed them around the western U.S. in the days back before the internet, so finding tickets was quite a challenge. Going to libraries, looking at yellow pages, finding classified newspapers from other states and other cities. And once I got my taste of being in the front, it was all
That
over.
was it from there on.
My first show I was in the 14th row, and I thought that was going to be great. And I got there, and I'm like, oh, this is too far away.
So from then on,
Closest I was second row that tour, and that changed my life.
and after that it was front
And
row
after
only.
that, if I could help it. It took some years. By the '96 tour, I was first 3 rows every night, and front row a chunk of the time.
He was the chauffeur for the Who. This guy here.
Oh really? Oh,
yeah.
Hi Nisha, nice to meet you.
Tell us, who did you used to drive for?
Mr. Keith Moon.
Ah, and I bet you've got lots of stories that are zipped.
Quite a few. Yeah.
And a few that you can tell us, maybe a little secret?
Maybe a few. Well, the first time I met him, he moved in opposite me in London. He was moved into a new house. And about a day later, there was a crash outside the front door. It was snowing. He was in the middle of the road wearing leopard skin underpants. His wife was throwing beer bottles at him. They'd had a row, so we invited him in for a few drinks. Well, he bought a hotel with my parents, and I drove for it.
What was that called?
The Crown and Cushion.
And where was that?
Oxford, Chipping Norton.
And then you started to drive from him from then?
Yeah, I did it for about a year with him.
For about a year.
Yeah.
When and what kind of time was that? When they were really famous? What years was it you were driving?
I did Isle of Wight with him. I did Live at Leeds. All the ones that really stand out. Good times. The one gig that was the best one was when they had their own truck there and they did the recording live. Brilliant, brilliant.
Was Keith Moon married at that time?
He was, yeah, Kim.
It's Kim?
Kim.
And did he have lots of other girlfriends on the side?
I can't really, well, he did and he didn't. Let's just,
well, like it was accepted.
Yeah, it was accepted. It was accepted at the time, yeah.
Drive for anybody else or work for anyone else after you worked with Keith Moon?
Yeah, I went to work at Apple and I drove for Ringo for a while.
Really?
So I had
how long ago was that?
that was 1971.
Okay, so tell us how you got to drive for Ringo.
Well, when I was working for Keith, we used to go around and see Ringo at Compton Avenue. He had a house there. Got to know his driver, Martin, who's no longer with us. And I got really good friends with him. And when I left Keith, he said, well, do you want a job? I said, yeah. He said, well, come and work at Apple. And that's what happened.
And so can we ask you how old you were then when you drove for Ringo?
21.
21! Oh,
and who was Ringo was at the time? Was he married to
He was married to Maureen.
Maureen.
Yeah.
And how was she to get on with?
She was great. And I used to take Zach, who used to drum.
Yeah, who now drums with.
Yeah, I used to take him to school.
And that's his time. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to a concert with
Powderham
Castle down in Devon, and we went backstage, and Zach was playing, and he remembered John taking him to
With
school.
Daltrey.
With Daltrey, yeah. He remembered him playing at school, taking him to school in the limousine. Yeah.
Are you married to anybody else then? You're single?
No, single.
Okay.
Just enjoying the pop star life.
Paul McCartney like?
I met Paul years later. I became a chef, and we were working in Cornwall Coliseum, and the Wings tour came round to Coliseum, and he was there, and I did all the cooking, and I was the rider. I used to go around picking up all the bits and pieces for him. So, yeah.
And what gigs can you remember going to?
The best one with the Who, with the Isle of Wight.
How about when you were with Ringo Starr?
With Ringo, all I did with Ringo, I used to take him up to Primal Studios. He was doing Magic Christian at the time. And also I took him up to do where we used to meet Keith, who was doing 200 Motels with Frank Zappa. Keith was in that and so was Ringo, so we had quite a wild time there.
And did you used to drive for them in the evening as well, or just in the day?
Oh yeah, no, it was all a 24-hour job.
24 hours? So his parents still own it? Were yours the hotel still there?
No, we had it for about 2 years when we had it, and it folded up because the bills were quite extravagant with moons parties and things.
Did you have some of them stay there?
Oh yeah, everyone, you know.
Yeah, quite right. You had to party, put it that way.
Yeah, he did. He did. So, yeah, we had some wild nights there. Wild nights. Yeah.
It's tough to call anyone a biggest fan. I'm certainly amongst the world's biggest fans. But there's a core group who are deeply and passionately moved by The Who.